Hello everyone. In the chapter Electoral Politics of Political Science, there are two main topics which I would like to discuss with you all. So, let's begin. The first topic is nomination of candidates. How the candidates are nominated. In a democratic election, people should have a real choice. This happens only when there are almost no restrictions on anyone to contest an election. This is what our system provides. Anyone who can be a voter can also become a candidate in elections. The only basic difference is that in order to be a candidate, the minimum age is 25 years, while it is only 18 years for being a voter. Political parties nominate their candidates who get the party symbol and support. Party's nomination is often called party ticket. Every person who wishes to contest an election has to fill a nomination form and give some money as security deposit. Recently, a new system of declaration has been introduced on direction from the Supreme Court of India, and the direction is every candidate has to make a legal declaration giving details of the following. Number 1, serious criminal cases pending against the candidate. Number 2, details of the assets and liabilities of the candidates and his or her family. And number 3, educational qualifications of the candidate. This nomination has to be made public. This provides an opportunity to the voters to make their decision on the basis of the information provided by the candidates. So this was all about the nomination of candidate. Second topic is election campaign. What is called an election campaign? The main purpose of election is to give people a chance to choose the representatives, the government and the policies they prefer. Therefore, it is necessary to have a free and open discussion about who is a better representative, which party will make a better government, or what is a good policy. This is what happens during election campaign. In our country, such campaigns take place for a 2-week period between the announcement of the first list of candidates and the date of polling. During this period, the candidates contact their voters, political leaders address election meetings, and political parties mobilize their supporters. This is also the period when newspapers and television news are full of election related stories and debates. But election campaign is not limited to these 2 weeks only. Political parties start preparing for elections months before they actually take place. In election campaign, political parties try to focus public attention on some big issues. They want to attract the public to that issue and get them to vote for their party on that basis. Let us look at some of the successful slogans given by different political parties in various elections. Number 1, the Congress Party, led by Indira Gandhi, gave the slogan of Garibi Hatao, which means remove poverty. In the Lok Sabha elections of 1971, the party promised to reorient all the policies of the government to remove poverty from the country. Number 2, Save Democracy. This particular slogan was the slogan given by Janata Party in the Lok Sabha election held in 1977. The party promised to undo the excesses committed during the emergency and restore civil liberties. Third slogan is the left front used the slogan of land to the tiller in the West Bengal Assembly elections held in 1977. Number 4. Protect the self-respect of the Telugus. Telugu is a language which is spoken in Andhra Pradesh, was the slogan used by N.T. Ramarao, the leader of the Telugu Desam Party in Andhra Pradesh Assembly elections in 1983. So, the slogan Protect the Self-Respect of the Telugus was the slogan used by N.T. Rama Rao in assembly elections in 1983. In a democracy, it is the best to leave political parties and candidates free to conduct their election campaigns the way they want to, but it is sometimes necessary to regulate campaigns to ensure that every political party and candidate gets a fair chance and equal chance to compete in the election. According to our election law, no party or candidate can bribe or threaten voters. It means that the party or the candidate cannot influence people with the help of money, appeal to them in the name of caste or religion. Number third, use government resources for election campaign. The fourth point is spend more than rupees 25 lakh in a constituency for a Lok Sabha election or rupees 10 lakh in a constituency in an assembly election. If they do so, their election can be rejected by the court even after they have been declared elected. In addition to the laws, all the political parties in our country have agreed to a model code of conduct for election campaigns. According to this, no party or candidate can use any place of worship for election propaganda. The first point says use any place of worship for election propaganda. Number 2, once elections are announced, ministers shall not lay foundation stones of any projects, take any big policy decisions, or make any promises of providing public facilities. So, this was all about the two main topic discussion, nomination of candidates and election campaign. Thank you.